Hey guys, it's Adrian BHA here bringing you a new video. So the great folks over at Aosu sent me over one of their D1 Classic kits to show you guys. This thing is great. The one that they sent me comes with 2 cameras, but they also have a 4-camera version as well. And the great thing about it is you don't even need to use cloud storage. It comes with a home base that has 32 gigs of storage, which will store all of your events, making this thing awesome. And we're going to take a look at it today and see what all we can do with it. Here we go. So you might have seen in the first section, you could pick this thing up from Aosu's website for about 235 bucks. But if you head over to Amazon and go to the Aosu storefront, you can pick this thing up for 219 bucks. So it's listed at $269, but it currently has a $50 coupon, which takes it down to 219 bucks. That is awesome. And if you're looking for the 4-camera version, they have that one as well for 400 bucks on Amazon's website. Still a great deal. When you consider this thing has 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, it's solar powered, so you don't have to run any power wires or anything. And with the home base that has 32 gigs of storage, you don't even need to use the cloud either. This thing is great. These are fully PTZ cameras, 2K, color night vision, all kinds of features. We're going to take a look at everything and see what all we can do with it. So let's get started. Okay, so as I already said, we got the 2-camera set here of this D1 Classic. It also comes in a 4-camera version as well, so depending on what kind of system you're looking for, there's a couple of different options there, and of course you have the ability to purchase single cameras as well that will also connect to the home base. Aosu doesn't put a lot of information on the outside of the box, but that's okay. Let's see what we get here. So right here on top, we got some window stickers that you can put on your home windows for added security, as well as the instruction manual for getting this system set up. Let's see, first up we got cables. So there's 2 USB-C cables, one for each of the cameras, and a network cable for the home base. We got a power cord for the home base as well. Looks like there are 2 sets of mounting brackets with screws, one for each camera. We got template stickers for making sure that we can get the cameras mounted correctly. And then next up we got the home base. So this has 32 gigs of built-in storage. And on the back there you can see there's a port for power, there's the USB port, which I'm not really sure what that's for, and then a network port as well. This thing is actually a very small form factor, not very big at all, and it's very lightweight. The only thing I don't see that I wish it had would be some sort of way to add additional storage. So maybe like an SD card slot, or a place to add in a SSD drive or something like that. All that we have left in the box itself are the 2 cameras with the solar panels on them. And you can see the solar panel is actually fixed to the top of the camera, so you don't have a mount for the camera and then a separate mount for the solar panel. Everything's kind of all built into one single unit. The downside of that, of course, that you're limited on where you can place the camera, because it will have to be placed in an area that gets good sunlight. You know, when you have a separate camera solar panel setup, you have the ability to mount the solar panel in a better area that gets more sunlight, and then you can pretty much put the camera wherever you want as long as it can reach the solar panel for power. The other downside to this is the solar panel is completely fixed, so you can't even actually make any adjustments to the direction that it's angled. So you're, again, limited on where you can place this camera based on those 2 things. There is no SD card slot on the camera. All of its local storage is provided through the home base. So just some things that you might want to keep in mind there. But that's everything that comes in the box. Let's go ahead and move on to the next step and we'll get this thing installed. installing this camera is actually pretty simple. That is the upside with it being an all-in-one setup. With a solar panel fixed to the top of the camera, you only have the one mount. Nonetheless, here we are on the front side of my house, which is where I test a lot of different cameras through the years. Especially if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that I use this post here on the front side of my house to install a lot of cameras for testing. So I don't currently have anything installed here, so we should be able to just put the mount right up there for this new camera and get this thing installed really simple. Here we are with the mount screwed into place, and the nice thing about this is that the camera just snaps onto that mount, and that's it. Once we have it screwed in and we're ready to just set the camera on there, we basically just come out, slide it right into place, fits right in the grooves of that mount, and you're done. And so now we have the camera ready to go and we're ready to get it added into the app. Let's go ahead and move on to the next step and take care of that. Here we are in the Aosu app. Since we don't have any cameras added in here currently, we can just hit add device right there in the middle. Now if you already have devices in the app, then there is also a plus up in the top corner that will allow you to add devices as well. So we're going to start first by adding the home base. So it wants us to scan the QR code on the back of the home base. And we're going to select D1 Classic kit here. And if you haven't already, it wants you to plug in the power and network cable into the back of the home base. Now it says to power on the cameras as well, so basically we're going to hold the power button down on the bottom of the cameras for 5 seconds, and then you will actually hear the camera say hello. Now once you have the cameras powered on and they have said their hello, then you want to go ahead and push the sync button on the back of the home base until you see the green light start flashing on the front, and at this point you are ready for it to start making its connection. And you can see home base shows connected already. We're just waiting on the cameras to finish making their connection, and it looks like we're done. Now for some reason I'm not sure why it shows that the second camera is powered off. It actually is powered on here, but we'll go ahead and skip ahead. We're not messing with the cloud storage since we have that home base with the built-in storage. We're good to go. It looks like we have a firmware update for the cameras, so we can go ahead and push that out. And I'll fast forward through that so we're not waiting around for that to finish. But basically we are done. We have the two cameras added into the app. Home base is all connected there as well. Let's go ahead and move on to the next step, and I'll go over the config options in the app. Here we are in the app, and you can see both the cameras there and the home base there on the bottom showing online as well. So let's start by looking at the settings for the home base. Right there at the top you can change the name if you want to, and just below that you can see the devices that are connected to it. So we have both PTZ cameras that we installed are both there. And of course if you click on about device, you have all the device information for the home base as well. We have the ability to share the device. We can check for firmware updates, which we should be good to go on since we did that earlier. But that's pretty much it as far as the home base goes. Let's take a look at the cameras as well. So here we are with the camera that we installed earlier. We got the PTZ controls there, right there in the middle. Just below the camera we got a list of buttons there. So we got the patrol button. We got a button to change the streaming quality. I think your options are UHD and SD. There is a record button, a snapshot button, and then you have the ability to mute the sound of the video as well if you wanted to. And along the very bottom there are some more buttons there. We have the light button for turning that spotlight on at night. We have a tone button. In the middle there is a two-way talk button which allows us to speak with people on camera. There's an alarm button, and then if you hit more right there in the corner, there's just a few more buttons there. We have voice alert, we have the ability to disable human tracking if we wanted to, and then we also have a calibrate button for the PTZ controls as well. And actually, probably my favorite setting on this camera, I actually kind of hit it by accident here, but it is the panorama image there that they put just below the camera. You have the camera go through and basically record a whole panoramic image, and then you can use that to basically touch anywhere on that image, and the camera will move right to that location. I think that's probably my favorite feature for all of Aosu's cameras. All of their PTZ cameras seem to have that, and that is such a cool feature. But you can see the camera, just even in this small image, has an awesome 2K quality image, looks really good. That's everything on the main screen. Let's go ahead and go up into the settings up in the top corner there. Right there on the top, we can adjust the name if we wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and change mine to Front PTZ, since that kind of explains where it's at. You can turn the camera off altogether right there as well. Under motion detection, this is where we can choose what type of motion we want to detect. You can also adjust the sensitivity. So I have it set to adjust automatically, which seems to help with battery life. I think that's the default setting as well. Under auto alarm, this is a feature that I don't really use, but it certainly could be useful. Basically, if the camera detects motion, it will sound an alarm. So maybe if you have this camera used in some sort of business and you want to alert when motion is detected at night or something like that, then you have the ability to sound an alarm. Under notification settings, this is where you can enable disable push notifications if you want to. You can also choose what type of notification you want. So they have two options. They have immediate notifications, which as soon as an event happens or starts to happen, it will send out an alert. Or you can do intelligent notifications that basically analyzes the event a little bit more, waits till the event is done recording, and then sends a notification. It defaults to immediate, which is what I'm going to leave it on for now. I like the ability to get the faster notification a little bit better. Under cloud recording, this is where you can look at the various packages that they offer for cloud storage. They do have a 7-day trial if you're interested in looking at some sort of cloud storage option, but we have the home base with the 32 gigs of built-in storage, so I think I'm good for now. Video audio setting. This is where we can choose the streaming quality that we want to use. We also have the ability to choose what type of night vision we want. And then on the audio side of things, you can adjust the volume that is used for the two-way talk. And you also have the ability to turn off recording sound as well. So if you don't want your recordings to include audio, then you can disable that. I think it will save a little bit on storage capacity as well. Under battery management is where we can look at the current battery state. And you can see there are a couple of options there based on power consumption. So if you are trying to save battery, maybe you're not getting a full charge every day, then you do have the ability to go into power saving mode, which will change the way it handles its recording to be able to consume less power. There is a battery percentage toggle down here at the bottom that will actually display the battery percentage on the main screen, so that's kind of nice. That way you don't have to go digging for it. You can actually see what the actual battery percentage there right there on the main screen. Scheduled sleep allows us to have this camera basically go into privacy mode at certain times of the day if we wanted to. So maybe you only want to have this thing running at night when you're not there, then you can enable the camera, and then during the day you can have it disabled. Not sure I would ever use that, but it is an option if you wanted to. Of course, we have our Google Home and Alexa setups as well. And then down there at the bottom, you can see the device information. We can check for firmware updates if we wanted to. But that about covers everything you can do in the app for this camera kit. Let's go ahead and move on to the last step, and I'll show you some footage recorded from the camera and give you my final thoughts. So let's start off with some footage from the camera itself. So first we have the daytime footage from both of the cameras here. And you can see the 2K quality looks really good. I'll kind of move it around here and just kind of show you. You can see the PTZ controls are very responsive. It works really well. I also have some nighttime footage as well. First, I have the infrared night vision for both the cameras. And again, I'm moving it around here just to kind of show you, but even with the IR night vision, you get a pretty decent image. And if we turn on the spotlight to show you the full color night vision, it looks awesome. Almost as good as the daytime, really nice 2K quality image. Very comparable to other 2K PTZ cameras that we've looked at on this channel. So if you are looking for an easy to set up and install camera security system, this thing looks pretty awesome. This would work great in areas where maybe you can't run network lines, maybe it's a rental property or something like that. This little camera security system will be very functional. $219 for the 2 camera version and $400 for the 4 camera version is really not a bad deal. I mean, solar panel cameras that run on 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, meaning no wires at all, as long as they get good sunlight and good Wi-Fi coverage, you are set. Now for the cons. I hate that it only has 32 gigs of storage and no way to add additional storage. I really feel like it could use at least an SD card slot to allow for a micro SD card for additional storage. They tell you that it will get 60 days of event recordings on the 32 gigs of storage, so about 2 months, which may be good for most people. It is a rolling storage, so once it fills up, it will automatically record over the oldest recordings. The other con I have is the solar panel. I hate that it is completely fixed on top of the camera. It kind of limits your install location since the camera and solar panel will only work if it can get good sunlight. If the solar panel was a separate install or a separate mount, then you would be able to install it in a location that gets good sunlight, but still be able to install the camera wherever you want it to. I feel like they should at least give you the ability to angle the solar panel in whatever direction you want. Nonetheless, I still think it's worth checking out. I will have links to Aosu's website as well as their Amazon storefront in the description below. If you aren't interested in this particular camera, head over there and see what all they have to offer. I guarantee you'll find something that you do like. As always, I want to thank everybody for donating to my Buy Me a Coffee link. Every little bit helps. If you haven't had a chance, head over to my spring merchandise page and check out all of the Burns home automation merchandise. And if you're looking for the latest smart home gear, you're going to want to check out SmoNet. I'll have a link in the description below. Head over there and see what deals they currently have running. If you're looking for the latest smart window treatment, you're going to want to check out Smartwings. I'll have a link in the description below for them as well. Head over there and see what deals they currently have running. And if you're in need of SIM cards for any of your IoT devices, check out Eiotclub. I'll have a link in the description below for them as well. Head over there and see what specials they currently have running. And don't forget to sign up with Robinhood with that link in the description below. You and I both will get a free share of stock. It's a win-win for both of us. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comments below. As always, if there are any videos out there that you would like to see that I don't already have out there, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll see if I can't get something put together for you guys. Otherwise, I'll see you guys around.